Whew. Hello, YouTube. Monday, July 29th, 2024. Bruce, Batman here again. See the forest. I'm having trouble thinking and talking. I wanted to make another video about this COVID stuff, and it's so weird. I saw this episode last night. I got notes here I'm trying to go over of Futurama season 11 episode 7, and it's about this COVID July 24 or 24/7 COVID, I call it, and I guess I'm gonna name or title this Temper Tantrum Anger Games COVID. And what that means is, and I got to try to get all this out there and go over these notes without having to go and waste a lot of your time and my time. And there I go. It's hard to communicate. It's hard to think. Your ears are ringing. Let me go to the other note here. Your ears are ringing and things are muffled so that you can't hear very well. Ears ring. You have trouble hearing. It's hard to communicate. So if somebody's asking you a question, you're like, "What? What do you say?" And so you're yelling at them. I don't mean to yell. You're yelling at them. They yell back at you. Well, now you're yelling at each other. And both of you get so ticked off so quick, it turns into this huge battle, fight, argument. And if you go watch the Futurama Season 11, Episode 7, it's about the COVID. It's the Futurama COVID episode. It's exactly what happens in there. The year is 3023. They've had 1,000 years of COVID, and they're celebrating the end of COVID. We finally cured COVID. It's the end of COVID, and everybody's celebrating. And within 2 seconds, it turns into a riot, and everybody's fighting and fisticuffs and just pounding on each other. And it's like, I'm looking at this going, what the? That's exactly what's going on. And I talked to a few people about this yesterday before I saw the Futurama episode, and I was talking to them, and they're saying, "Yeah, man, I've been going through the same thing." And the day before yesterday, I called one of my buddies. Me and my girlfriend got in this big fight, and she's like, "Man, I can't do this anymore. I am so sick of you, and you're not treating me with respect." And she's yelling at me, so I start yelling at her, and I'm like, "Why the heck are we fighting? What is this over?" And so I called my buddy up. It's like, "Hey, man, can I come over and stay at your house? My girlfriend's throwing me out. It looks like I got to move and everything." And he's like, "Man, that's really weird because I got a buddy coming over here who just called me. He said the same exact thing. He's coming down from South Carolina. He'll be here in a couple days." He said, "I'll let you know if he doesn't show up, or if it doesn't happen. I'll rent your room. I'll give you a place to stay. You can sleep on my couch, whatever." So I'm like, wow, that's really weird. It's something in the air. No. Your ears are ringing. You have trouble hearing, communication problems. They ask you something, you can't hear them, so you yell back. They think you're yelling at them. They start yelling at you. Now you're yelling at each other, and you both get into this huge fight over nothing. And again, watch the Futurama episode 7, season 11, and it is exactly like that. I don't know if this is the Omicron. Remember Omicron Persei 8 from Futurama? And the name of the COVID variant or mutation that was around last year was called the Omicron version. So I'm like, man, this is really weird that all of these parallels are just, and coincidences are like the same. It's just like history repeating itself. So I wanted to go over a few more of these symptoms. I couldn't think of the word symptoms. That's another thing. You can't think of words. Your head is cloudy. You can't hear. You're trying to communicate, but you're like, I can't think of this word. It's from the COVID. And it's hard to understand and realize, especially, sometimes you have trouble thinking of a word. But it's worse. It's magnified with this COVID. So that's one of the things. Your ears ring. You have trouble hearing. You start yelling. Next thing you know, within 1 second, you're yelling at each other, and it's a fight. It's an absolute fight, and everybody's enraged at each other, and it's the same, just like in the COVID episode on Futurama. Let me go through the list here. You can't think of words, your cloudy head, lucid, incredibly lucid dreams. And my buddy Shadow 1954 commented this morning. He said, yeah, I've noticed that too. Once you get older, your dreams are in 4K. They're so vivid, I've never had dreams like that. So vivid, so real. Last night I had this dream, and I swear to God, it was a 4 to 6 hour long dream. I don't want to get into all of it, but it was really weird because me and a friend that we used to hang out together and party and everything and joke around and had really good times together. We haven't been hanging because when you get older, you work more. You have to work all the time to pay all your bills. You don't sit around and party on the weekends with your friends the way you used to when you were kids. So, you're adult now. You have to do all that adult stuff and pay all your bills. So we don't hang out. We're not as tight as we used to be. But in this dream, here we are together. We both ended up at the same thing, and we're going to a county fair or a farm show, agricultural show thing. And so we ended up at the same bed and breakfast place, and it was really weird. And I said this in my previous video this morning, the first one. I woke up, I thought of all this, and I remember we're at this bed and breakfast. We're at this antique, this house with all this antique furniture, and it was like really retro, old stuff, doilies, and all these little candy dishes around with pecan turtles and chocolate raisins and all this cool stuff. And my buddy's like, hey man, did you get any of this candy? I was like, no, what are you talking? He's like, yeah man, there's candy dishes. And I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that. So there's pecan turtles. So I'm eating all these pecan turtles, and we're just having a good time joking around. And the next morning, after we wake up, and it's kind of weird because we're sleeping like three stooges in the same bed, me, my buddy, and this other friend. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a great day. It's so cool. I ran into two of my friends here. We're going to go to the show today, and then we're riding on the back of like this hay wagon to the event, to the show there. And again, I'm having trouble thinking of words and getting sentences out. Excuse me again, coughing. So we're riding on this hay wagon to the event, and we're listening to Rage Against the Machine, All Hell Can't Stop Us Now. So we're in the back of this thing, and we're rocking, we're all hell can't stop us now. And people are like, oh man, look at those guys, cool, woo. And we're like, yeah, wow, back, and we're just having a blast, man. It was so much fun. It was so cool. I mean, I never had a more fun dream in my life. I couldn't believe it. I woke up, I was just like, wow, man, that was so fun. And I could remember a bunch of this stuff, but there was like a whole segment in there I can't quite remember. I was wearing this weird suit. They called it a bubble suit, but I think it wasn't like a big fat man sumo suit. It was like a zoot suit, like with the big square shoulders. And I'm wearing this suit, and then there's these two other guys there with these gold lame suits, like something that, a cross between Elvis Presley and ZZ Top would have on. So there's like, I don't know if they were twins, but they had identical suits on. So, and I'm talking with them, and we're like joking around, goofing on each other. It's like, man, look at you. And it was a costume party. It was like a costume party, agricultural fair show thing, and we're all going to it. And so we're like laughing at each other's costumes and joking around, and everything was very lighthearted and just super, super fun, man. It was the most, if I could go back and have that dream again, I would absolutely do it. And if I could remember all the stuff that we were saying, there was a lake, there's water in there. We were down on this dock by the lake, and I had my suit on, they had their suits on. There was this other lady there, and we were all talking, and goofing around, laughing and having a great time, joking about each other's, I want to say uniforms, not uniforms, but our costumes. I don't know if you've ever been to a costume. I've only been to a couple, 3, and I'm pretty good at making costumes. Here, if you look up here on top of my thing, there, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the helmet right here. That is the Knights Who Say Knee helmet. It's got the horns on there and the hair hanging off. I modeled that. I made that myself. That was the costume we wore the second year to the costume ball that we went to, the Halloween costume ball. We won second place. We would have won first if we would have voted for ourselves, but the rules said you couldn't vote for yourself, so we didn't break the rules. Second year, we went as ZZ Top, and I made fuzzy guitars that spun around and everything. Oh my God, it was so funny. We had the beards, we had the sunglasses, we had fuzzy guitars that spun around. I put some leopard skin lapels on this tuxedo top that I had. My girlfriend had a black suit jacket on. So we walk in and everybody's like, oh my God, they point at a ZZ Top. And the Sean's wife was there, the people that were throwing the party, or not wife, his mother was there, and she's like, yeah, well, do the guitars spin around? We're like, hell yeah, they do. We both jump back and we rock and we spin the guitars around, and everybody who was there just went, whoa, you guys just won. And we did. We won best overall. Here, let me show you so here it is. Here's the trophy we won. Best Scout. It's so funny. Here's the fuzzy guitar. I don't know if I can do this on camera here. Look. I gotta stand back. Make sure it doesn't hit. Move. So here's the fuzzy guitar. There's the trophy. There's the spinning guitar. Swear to God, we actually absolutely did it. So that's how we won and I got the date. I got the date on the back of this that I made it. Very, very important to document. And 10/29/21. That's what I made. And these are just expanded PVC board. And there's a little rotation thing here on there that makes the guitar spin around. So really simple, really works good. Well, if you have it on, it works really good. So we were at the party, we were dressed up, hats, beards, everything, and we won. We got a trophy. Check it out. There it is. So anyways, where was I? And that's the other thing. You black out and forget things. You can't think of words, the symptoms. Cloudy head, ear. I forgot where I was in the whole video when I went and had to go get the things there. It's hard to, like when you're like, oh, I got to go get this. So you start out and you go and you walk into the other room. It's like, oh, what was I coming in here to get? It's like that, but magnified. It's even worse. So, and you're like, why is this like this? Why is this so bad? Why can't I, figure, why am I having so much trouble thinking of words and remembering stuff? And you kind of black out and forget portions of the day. I can remember my lucid dreams like in such detail, but I can't remember the first 20 minutes to half hour after I woke up. And my girlfriend's saying, you were screaming at me. I was almost crying when I left this morning. What are you talking about? I don't remember any of that. And same thing, she's yelling at me, telling me I'm insane, you're insane, you're insane, you're insane. She won't stop. And I'm like, yes, 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 I'm insane, I'm insane. She's like, listen to you. It's like, I'm trying to agree with you so we can get past this and get on with our conversation, get on with our lives. And then she's like, 10 minutes later, she's like, I didn't say that. It's like, you just, for 10 minutes, you called me insane 20 times. And I did not. Yeah, you did. And it's the COVID. It's hard to believe and understand, but it's actually, you got a short fuse, you get in arguments, you can't remember what you just said, and you insist that I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. I was doing the same thing. I couldn't remember that I was so mean, viciously mean, and I'm not like that. I don't try to be like that. I've always learned that, it's like the old saying, hold your friends close, or keep your friends close and keep your enemies even closer. So it's kind of like, you got an eye on your enemy all the time. Don't give them a chance to sneak attack. You keep them right in your close circle so that you can kind of know what's going on and have a heads up. You're better to communicate with someone than you are to let them sabotage you from behind the scenes and just, bam, here I am. I'm here to screw up your day. So that's one of the things. So you black out, forget, so you can't think of words. Like symptom, I can't think of the word symptom. I gotta pause and think of it. Man, and time gets warped. This is already a 15-minute video. I could swear I was just talking for like less than 5 minutes because I had this all laid out and trying to talk to this. Oh, another thing on this, keep your enemies closer. You get calls from, say, a telemarketer, or these people trying to sell you this a loan, not payday loans. What is it? Advance payment deferral stuff. I get like 10 calls a day for this stuff, and I tell them, I'm not looking for any loans. I'm broke, but I'm not borrowing any money to go into debt just because I'm broke. So you're talking to a telemarketer. Your first instinct is, F you, I'm not talking to you. Slam down the phone or hang up on it. I'm not talking to you. But you can handle it a different way too. Embrace them. Talk to them. Try to figure out, why are you calling me? What can I do to help you? Start asking them. Now there's a list of things you can do as well. Let me figure that. Okay, so the telemarketer calls you. You're angry. You don't want to talk to them, and you're sure as hell not going to give them any of your banking information and take a loan from them, and because you know they're a scammer. I mean, you got to know, if they're calling you phone soliciting, they are a scammer. But don't hang up on them. Say, hey, you know, I've been getting a lot of calls about this. It's been kind of ticking me off, but I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of curious. And you tell them something like, and lie to them. Tell them, hey, my calls tend to drop a lot. Can I get your name and your contact information? So if we lose a call, I can call you back, because I am interested in this. I want to find out how this stuff works. I don't understand what it is. So get their name, get a contact telephone number, and reel them in. I want to understand. I want to see what your product is. I want to maybe buy this from you. Oh, don't do that. But get their name, get their contact information. Now, what you do want to do is keep this guy on the line. The worst thing you can do is just hang on and let them go bother somebody else. If you got a few minutes to spend with them to waste their time. I don't know if you ever heard of Roy D. Mercer and the funny phone calls that he does. I have a whole list of stuff that you can do. You can do fart jokes and flush the toilet like 20 times and just, like I say, waste their time forever, and like misspell stuff. And these call center places, or these people that catch these scammers, and they get them on the phone and they just sit there and they talk to them. And I've seen the videos, and they talk to them for like 20 minutes, a half hour, and they just, oh, I forget, how do you spell that again? Make them respell stuff 20 times. Okay, hang on, let me type all this in. And they're sitting there just like twiddling their thumbs. Okay, all right, yeah, okay, I typed it in. Let me hit go. Okay, hang on, it's just taking a second to load, and you're just sitting there goofing on them, wasting their time. But they're caught. You've got them in your trap now. They're not wasting your time. You're wasting their time, and you're tying them up. And after about 15 or 20 minutes or a half hour of this, they are just so frustrated. They're ripping their hair out. And that's pretty funny when you're doing that to them and you're wasting their time. Man, that is a big, huge win, man. So you have to go listen to Roy D. Mercer, and like I said, you can use fart sounds and flush the toilet and keep doing it over and over and over and over. You want to keep them on the line. And like I said, the first thing you need to do is get their contact information so that you can call them back. Keep calling them back. Just like they call you back, Now the ball's in your court. You're calling them. You're wasting their time. You're calling them again and again and again. And like, hey, no, I'm really interested in this. I'm trying to understand. Maybe I can take a loan from you. I do need the money. And try to work it like that. So you get their contact, you get their name, get their contact, their ID, so you can call them. And hey, I'm looking for John, operator number 221. Oh, hey, let me get you that. So you now got an actual contact number for them. And this is going to be a really long video. I'm going to wind this up here, but just goof on them for as long and as hard as you can. Make a bunch, and then tell them about, oh man, I ate some olives in the sandwich today. It's not agreeing. I got some terrible gas. Make a bunch of fart noises. Keep flushing a toilet in the background. And just like, oh, how do you spell that again? How do you spell that again? Here, let me try to get in here and see what you're telling. And you're not really even searching for the thing, or you've already got it open and you're just goofing on them. Oh, how do you spell that again? Wait, what is it? N or M? Like man or Nancy, or and like just keep getting confused and keep going. And like after like 20 minutes, they're just like, are you stupid? It's like, well, I don't know. I don't think I am. And just, oh my God, you can turn this into a lot of fun, just goofing on them for a half hour. And all you're doing is, just like they're doing to you, calling them back, wasting their time. And now that if you can get their contact information and call them back, man, you're winning so big, because you can just keep calling them back. Wait, hey, I talked to you yesterday. Remember and they're going to be, oh my God, not this guy again. He can't spell. He can't do anything. He can't takes him 10 minutes to load something. He just farting and flushing a toilet 100 times. And it's just like, you got him, man. You got him. So I think this is a really long video. I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to have to make another video about some of the incredible dream I had last night. It was just so vivid. I can't remember all of this one, but I woke up laughing. It was so funny, because I remember we were talking and goofing around, having so much fun. It was killer. So, man, thank you, YouTube. Love you guys. Please like, please subscribe. Think about this. Take it to heart. Try to understand and comment. Tell me, have you experienced the same kind of stuff? And I'm pretty sure you have, because before I even saw this Futurama video last night, with all the same stuff in it, I was talking to people and they said, yeah, man, me and my old lady been fighting and we had the COVID. And I talked to a guy today, a customer. I was like, oh man, I haven't been by. I didn't bring your work back because I had COVID. I don't want to expose anybody. I self-quarantine. He's like, yeah, I had it 2 weeks ago. I'm like, wow, really? Everybody has it in Sarasota and Charlotte County. So that's it. I'm out of here. Thank you for your patience and listening and watching, and try to have a better day. And if you've got this COVID, I mean, I feel for you. I absolutely understand what you're going through. You can work through it. You can get through it. You just have to understand what's going on. And you really, physically, your ears are ringing. You can't hear. You're not deaf. It's just from the COVID. Thank you. Have a great day. Love you, everybody. Peace out.